Hello! Welcome to this unarmed fist, oh really, it's an unarmed weapon guide for Nioh 2. Now, so you may be thinking, is unarmed viable? If you haven't already seen a clips of the awesomeness of it, then I'll just show you quickly. This is in the hardest difficulty, so again, it's still a training round, but it's pretty simple. So you have to have no weapon in your main hand. So it's this. So you do massive amounts of damage. What difficulty am I in? That's probably really important. You do huge amounts of damage. Alright, so that's kind of the key here, is you do lots of damage, but you have trouble with blocking. So you can block, but you get like staggered every time you block. You go back, and you do huge amounts on counters. So against human enemies, you're extremely powerful, and against yokai, probably one of the things you want to do is get behind them. I mean, that's just a given in every weapon build, but okay. So I'm just going to show you just the entire build. So let's go through it. So you start off, you don't have a weapon. That's a given. You get the Raikiri, that's what I've just got as a secondary. So the most important thing is that you'll have details. There we go. So you'll have the Tejirikaro's Grace. Now I'll show you where to get all this. This is the easiest part of it. Having said that, you have to beat the game. You have to get to the depths. You have to get to the depths to be able to get this full set. Well, not kind of, and yet yes and no. So it's the easiest place to get it, but you can farm it earlier. But it's just, you have to be in the orange land, the land of the orange rarity. So you're right up there. So that's going to put you off a lot. And, you know, playing through the whole game at the start, just using your fists, you won't do a lot of damage until you get the right talisman. So we're talking Talisman of the Fist. Once you get Talisman of the Fist, which is, you have to do the tutorial for the magic and you have to get it to that spot. Once you get Talisman of the Fist, you'll be doing good damage, like 800, 900 damage per hit. So at first it'll be better than your other weapons, and then it'll sort of sit around there. So back to the equipment. So everything I have is contributing to the Tejirikaro's Grace. And the whole point is that you get life, you get faster key recovery barehanded, you get increased defense. Oh, come on, load through the thing quicker. Come on. So increased defense, increased attack. You get barehanded key pulse. So you can now, when you're attacking, you can go key pulse, which is so important against yokai and, you know, purifying the realms and the little circle thingies. And really important. Also for your stamina and so many of the abilities, you know, go around and keep pulse. I've got a water buffalo helmet. I don't have a helmet showing. I don't really like that. But yeah, but for the hardest part is really not this. This is easy. So unlike every other build in the game where you're waiting for the perfect ranged equipment to drop with the perfect grace that you need and the perfect stats, not so much perfect stats in range, doesn't matter, but getting the perfect grace on there, everything in the Tejirikaro, I'll say it right, Tejirikaro Grace, you can make the weapon the Tejirikaro Grace. So once you get to depths level 6, there's a evil Kodama. I'll show you later, but you can drop whatever weapon you want to change and a orange fist weapon. So any orange fist, have I got any on me? Yes, I do. So you could drop anything plus, say like this one, this Togokuri Clawed Fist, and it'll change it into Tejirikaro. So that's the great thing about this whole build, is although you struggle early on and things can be tough and you can't block and you've got all those disadvantages, and you know, for most of the game you can't keep pulse and you really struggle, but you just find a way, you stay close. You get to the depths, you get your bloody access to the evil Kodama, and then you just freaking, you can get everything you want. You can get it on all your stuff. So you can get, now you can add it onto talismans. So this is probably the biggest part, is finding the right Yasukani with the right grace. Can be really, really annoying, and you really need a bit of luck. Or you just do unarmed builds, because you can just slap it on. So I do have Sloth on Emoji Magic Hit, which I don't use too often, but you know, if I need to. So it's a bunch of stuff here that's just convenient. Extended status enhancements is the most important thing for that. So back to the armor. So I have the Water Buffalo Horn Helmet because you get increased defense life gain, which again, that worked for a lot of the game. Now I've got a bunch of stuff doing increased defense, so I don't have to worry so much about it. But just because I have Ultimate Constitution and I regen health. So yeah, oh God, I'm getting so many details. So I also have some wounded enemy stuff. Increase attack when an enemy, and the Pleiades enemy killed thing, so it just increases the everything. And I've got enemy sensor on there. It's just some basic quality of life stuff. Enemy sensor is the best quality of life thing you can get. So if you're a beginner and you're looking at this, you're going, oh my goodness. So let me go back here. So you start off with your basic stuff. I've still got the wooden sword. One of the things you can do early game is the proficiency bonus on wooden swords is really, really high, like the training one you get. So you can use that to, like, just in your offhand, you can increase your proficiency bonus, and or you can just use it as your main hand and just chuck it on things. So we've got the green stuff, a whole bunch of green stuff, and then we got our awesome stuff. Okay, so here we go, back to here. So barehanded attack damage being pass it over. You can share it trait. So it's with the blacksmithing, you can move the one with the little play and the little sidebars symbol. You can move that across. So I've farmed as many gloves as I could that had barehanded attack damage, and then I've just maxed the familiarity, and then used the soul match to put them on other gear. So these aren't perfect, unfortunately. So you can get higher. So it's one of those things where you want to get as high as you can, get up to the 35, and then you're all good. But they can be really hard to find. So there used to be easier ways. Early on in the game, you could get orange inheritable little side symbol thing, and you could use that to transfer over attack. So again, you look at my gear and go, why has he got attack as well? How can there's attack on all these things? And it's like, there's not all on all of them, so I'm not maxed. This isn't perfectly built. And it probably can't be at this point because they did change it up. So you used to be able to get attack as well as an orange inheritable, and then you could. So I've got in there barehanded attack damage plus attack, and attack increases your fist damage. So something that really important as you play through as an unarmed character is that just basic attack increases. Like I've got on my soul cores, they do increase your unarmed damage. So when you're looking for soul cores, all you want to get is ones with attack. Now, again, you do want to have practical ones. I understand that. So maybe just save this until you're later on in, right near the end. Once you're in end game, once you're at the end, then you can focus on it. But just getting it has to be the first stat. Now, see how it's got anima as an inheritable trait. You don't have to worry about it there. But sometimes a soul core can drop with attack plus like 13. And then it stays. It only goes up to like 15. It's just, it's kind of strange. So the attack can increase as your soul core rank goes up. So the best way to do that is to farm some good soul core. So I'll show you the best mission for farming soul cores, mortal soul cores, which you can use to upgrade your soul cores. Oh god, why'd I exit? Ridiculous. Okay, so let's continue. Blah blah blah. Long way around. So in farming inheritables is absolutely. Oh, go over here. Get out of here. Get out of here. So you want to keep every barehanded attack damage gloves you can find, every attack orange inheritable you can find. Now they'll be really, really, really rare now. They used to be a lot more common because you could just farm revenants, which would drop great equipment, but we can't do that no more. Now, you'll see I haven't done many missions in here. Don't worry about that at all. It's just because I'm in Dream of the Nioh. And if you want to go through Dream of the Nioh, you don't actually have to do every mission. You just do all the side missions and like it unlocks everything. You don't have to worry too much about it. You don't have to put yourself under too much pressure. Now, Shadow. Tiger Approaches. Is that the one? No. Full match. It's one I've done, so that should really help. No, I've beaten the boss dudes. Maybe it's only soaring. No, it is. No. God, ridiculous. Where are you? I think this is the missing gun. Okay, so this is the one I farmed because there's a couple enemies that are human, and that means they've got a much higher chance of dropping mortal soul cores, which you can use to just rank up any of your soul cores. It's the most convenient thing you can do. So let's go to the shrine and I'll show you what I mean. So you just take your normal soul cores, soul fusion, you know, you grab your soul core, whichever one it is. I do have some inheritable things on soul cores, so don't worry about that too much. So see how this attack is past 7? That's never going to get to 66. It's just never going to get there. So do I have do I even have any left? Because I do use a lot of them. Oh, I've got some alternates as well. So I do have a Tesso with 66. Ugh, I don't even have... Oh, wait, you can't... I remember now. Okay, I don't even have any. That'd be helpful if I did have some, but I don't. Oh well, here's what it is. So what do you need for your jutsu? You don't need anything, really. Don't even worry about the ninja arts. I just have Hellfire and Thunderous Hell because they're good. It doesn't really... I don't use them, though. All you need to have magic. So magic is a big part of the build because you have to have Talisman of the Fist and you want it to last as long as possible. So you do want to reach the breakpoint, which is basically 150. You know, you really don't get a huge amount of benefit post that. So Guardian Spirit, you got plenty of choices. So you can go with the high attack damage because changing stance does nothing for unarmed. But if you're in high attack, high stance, you can get the high attack damage bonus. And you need enough attunement limits to get all your stuff on. But imbuing purity with the strong attack with the triangle also has an effect. So when you're battling yokai, it's nice to be able to do that purity damage. You're not going to build up this purity status effect though. It's just unrealistic to bother. Alright, so I'll go through the levels. So I've done Constitution. Strength does increase your base attack, but it sort of diminishes after, again, you know, after 100 really, it doesn't go up that much. So it kind of falls away. So my attack is at 1002, so that's just unarmed, which is crazy, and the reason for that is, and I got magic there. So getting magic to 150 so you can get the, the ultimate. Same with Constitution, Strength. I still got 100 levels, I can just chuck those on Stamina and Strength and just... You have choices. There's nothing too sweaty there. Strength is your main thing. So I'll go back to attack. Go into status. So my attack being 1002 means I do huge amounts. Like in lower areas I do obscene amounts of damage. And I do obscene amounts of damage in the depths against bosses. If I can get behind them, I can do plenty of damage too. So again, life is key. Again, I don't have too much. It's something that you should think about a bit. I do have high equipment weight, but with unarmed, you don't really get that much benefit from having lower equipment weight because you're going to get hit in the face a lot. So you might as well have some defense, some toughness. So let's go to. So we've got skills. So the. Yep. Everything there. My shifting's 60, all that stuff's pretty high because I just spam everything. I have used weapons as a secondary just because I want to get the points and, just to take a break, because as you play through with the fist, you may want to, you know, take a break every now and then and not punch things in the face from half a meter away and get smashed every 5 seconds. My magic power is pretty good. On my magic power is 564. That's okay. That's more than enough. And really, there's not a huge amount you need to worry about except for attack. So I got attack plus 80 there, but I got a lot more. Again, the 66 from the soul cores, the purity. Barehanded attack, I've got plus 237, and I've got barehanded attack damage plus 778%. So that's the major part of the whole build, is you're increasing your barehanded attack damage. Now I'm not even in the correct. Let's go to the Eden Tea House. I don't think I'm in the correct clan because I was using different characters. So there's a perfect clan for the unarmed. So let's transfer. Where are you? I've got the little mark above every clan that I use, so I should be able to find it. There we go. So we got Fukushima, which he has a high attack spear, irrelevant, barehanded attack damage though. So let's join there. You can change your clan every so often. I wouldn't worry too much about it. I have a couple glory, so just a little amount of glory. So when you go clan battles, so my ranking, clan position. Alright, where are we? R2, that's it. So when you reach do enough for the clan, play enough on that when you're part of that clan, you get the maximum benefit. So I get 100% plus barehanded attack damage, which is quite nice. My clan favourite garbage. I don't worry too much about the donating stuff. So I want to get back to... So, now we've got barehanded attack damage 878%, which is pretty nice. I want to show you in a match, but I'm thinking about what's a good one to show. Back to the dojo! Back to the training ground. So as you're playing through, you have a lot of choice. You don't have to do what I've done, which is go with the... Oh, I want to keep doing that. Go with the... I've gone with Tatanashi, just because it's one of the heavier sets. So better for defense. And I've got life recovery, immediate resorption, barehand attack damage, yep. And I do put a couple untouched on my energy, but I don't rely on them at all. But yeah, so the benefits of having the God of War Looks Down set is that you get some reduced projectile damage taken, reduced damage taken, damage bonus equipment weight. So again, that's why I'm so heavy. I'd argue that there's not too much of a difference with that. I don't feel like that affects attack so much. You know, you can debate the numbers. And then I got damage taken minus 3% and elemental damage taken minus 20%, which is really big, I think. So again, ultimate stamina. I haven't got 150 on stamina. I'm not too worried about it. It doesn't bother me too much. Some of the other ultimates, like ultimate courage and that, I don't think that good. I don't think that worthwhile. I do have barehand attack there and attack. It's bloody, these gloves are absolutely cracked. The waist guard, barehand attack. I've got an empty slot. I'm going to put attack on there. And if I can't get attack on there, I'm just going to leave it because it's a pain in the ass. And then these are some absolutely amazing boots that I made myself. The Asakani. On the second charm slot, I've got the fan. So it just gives me key recovery. So if I, dodge well, I can get key back recovery. It doesn't really do that much, but getting the extended status enhancements plus melee damage was pretty good. Yeah. And then defense. Just, again, cranking defense as much as you can because you're going to get hit in the face. So yeah, if you can find... melee damage does have an impact, I feel. And then maybe you could argue it's not a big deal. So it's really just extended status enhancements. So your magic lasts longer as you go through a level. So you can... But 5 Talisman of the Fist should be enough to get you through most levels. Because there's enough shrines around. My scroll, I didn't mention that earlier. I've got ultimate strength on there and ultimate constitution. So it isn't the best scroll. I mean, if I had a flat attack on there, that'd be much better. But ultimate strength is good. because you can block and get key recovery. So again, it doesn't matter so much to me. Ultimate Constitution is really where it's at. Strong attack key consumption, I think it does impact the triangle, but it's a bit negligible, to be honest. And it was pretty tough battle against Totori Hanzo and the Giant Toad, which I beat both unarmed. It's just absolutely bloody hard work, that. We've got Rejuvenation Talisman, Barrier Talisman. I do have a Lantern Plant Fruit, so if ever you need anima. So those are actually really, really good items, something that you know, you may not think is good, you may collect a lot and then come back to and go, oh, this really helps. And then I've got some basic there. And I've got Extraction as well, which again, I don't really need it, but just makes me feel better. Not too much magic, just 5 of each of these. I haven't got any life-saving, you know, barrier talisman or anything. You don't need that. You can get hit in the face a lot. You just get over it. So every time before you go into battle, you got to crank your Talisman of the Fist, Barrier Talisman, Rejuvenation Talisman, and then I do Extraction. Now you can add a couple more items. You can go with usables. So you can do some other stuff if you like. You can go down. You can do your sake. You can do your, you can do your stones. Get yourself up to Yokai Shift. Yokai Shift is useless for unarmed because you don't get any damage scaling while you're in Yokai Shift. The best thing to do is to switch to your secondary weapon, say my sword, and then do Yokai Shift. At least you can get some value out of it. Or just use it if you're about to die, so you can get a lot sort of life-saving things. So you got your sakes, your other ship powers. You got the cats are really powerful end game, like crazy powerful. So they can be really helpful with the unarmed build as well, because you can knock the opponents down to key, get rid of their key, and then if you do damage versus key depleted enemies up, you can do a whole other builds around that one concept, and the cats can really help in that. Inspiriting Gem is quite good too. And traditional Sacred Water, again, nothing to worry about there. So, okay, let me just... Thanks for that, mate. So I barely take that much damage. Oh, I wanted to get the perfect... Here we go. Come on, that was behind. Ridiculous. So I have a huge amount of defense. So there we go, 16,000. So we're talking a fair amount of damage. 31,000 with the straight punch, and if I can get the... okay, thanks for that. Bugger off, mate. Okay, so I tried to show off there, it didn't quite work. Here's what it is. So when you do emotes, you can do damage with the straight punch, and you can do, if you get a hit on the back, 40 to 50,000 damage with one hit. You're better off though going just for the kicks, honestly. Alright, so I just want to talk about the thing that you're all thinking. Skills. So, I have done 1 point into Key Pulse Heaven, so this is where you could argue you don't need to. So it does, so you get 4 key from a Key Pulse, raises damage, but so it means that, there's really fair endgame once you got the Tarajakara set, where you can actually Key Pulse in unarmed. It means that you can get a bit of a damage increase for the next hit after you Key Pulse. And then I've got the Purity, so increases your attack strength when you perform purification, perfectly timed. Again, you can argue you don't need these two, but I just got them because I think they're quality of life. And you have to get Key Pulse Man. You do have to get this one, even though I never use it. And you have to get Key Pulse Earth. So kind of you're forced to get these two, but you could, forego these two. And it makes a difference because every single samurai skill tree point matters. So you have to get your barehanded attack damage, barehanded attack damage, barehanded attack. It's an extra 60%. Nice. This is where you make your money. Fatal Fists at 80. Oh, so every time you increase this skill, you get 3 points, or three bits of damage to your barehanded attack. 3 bits of attack. It's madness. So this is, I've done every single mission in the entire game that gives you a samurai skill point. That's been my focus as I get through. If you do an Unarmed Build, that's what you'll focus on, is some of the DLC missions have them. Stacks of side missions. You just want to farm. You just want every single samurai skill point you can get, you want to get it, because it just has a massive impact on your attack. It's just so helpful. So yeah, so I'm up to 237, which is crazy. Also, this works with if you want to do, where are you? That's it. It also works for Deadly Eye. It's the same principle if you're doing a ranged build. So you can get up to 237 on a ranged build as well. Or I could, you know, get rid of that one and then end up with 43. 243. So yeah, that's where the skill is. Shiftling, I've just got a bunch of stuff. Now, you know, you can argue any of these. So you'll be using your anima a lot. You'll be using a lot of yokai abilities as you go through, just to help you out, especially as stagger enemies. But there's not really a huge amount. There's nothing I'd say is, you know, you have to get, because you're not using any skills, so you don't really need the skill customization. You don't need any of that. I just use it on sword, because there is no skill, which is kind of the thing that annoys me, that there is no separate skill tree for unarmed. It's just in the samurai skill points you get damage for it. It would be awesome if they had it, you know, here in this gap, and then you could actually learn not just, you know, punches and kicks, but something else, because the attacks are very basic. So again, they are good though. So what have I talked about? I talked about Karas Matengu, Kirikami Scathe, some more secondary. You have plenty of options with Guardian Spirit, so you can do different ones. So again, you're not locked in. I wouldn't worry too much, honestly, about that part of it. Really, what else is there? Okay, I'll keep going. So I've got damage bonus, equipment weight, high attack speed, blah blah blah, melee key damage, ladies enemy killed, increased attack, barehand attack, increased attack when enemy, blah 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 blah, damage taken, all this scores, all this nice stuff here. Some anima bonus, electrified enemy, and reabsorption. Life recovery and reabsorption is always helpful later on. Only 20% on the untouched Onmyoji, again not too worried about that. Life plus 601. Advantage attack key pulse. Ninjutsu power. Yeah, all the nice stuff here. All this nice stuff. All this nice stuff. And you get your 1002. Now I'm gonna, let's go to a nicer place and I'll show you the true power. I could lower the difficulty and show you insane amounts of damage. That sounds like fun. Let's do that. So any last mention, anything else that's important? Getting attack on soul cores. Also the kinky can give you 44.7% barehanded attack damage. So it did take me a huge amount of effort to find one that had attack on it. There was a scalable up attack. So that was very, 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 very annoying to farm. So I do want to mention that. So I did farm that in the depths as well, because there's one that respawns pretty consistently. And there's also a side mission where you can find one. It's just easier to get to the kinky in the depths, in that same level of depths. Oh, I should show you where that is first before I. So in the underworld, well, bloody, I keep saying the depths. Underworld, it's all the same thing to me. I'm crazy. So it's in mission 6. It's fine. Let's go in there. I'll show you. Maybe I'll even do it just so you know what it is. Yeah, man, it's busy. as for the underworld, God, I keep saying devs underworld, same thing. Underworld. I just do loot modifier. I don't sweat too much. I mean, once you get the build to this point, it's all elementary from there. The Netherscape. Red. This is what my character looks like. I didn't show you. You know, nice blue ninja outfit. So once you get in here, all you have to do is go up to this Sudama. And then you've got to drop 2 items. Because again, he's a big boy, so he can take 2. So, I don't want to drop anything I care about. So let's go... Oh, maybe I can... Let's go with something nice. Something you'd think... Shadows of a Demon. Increased defense life gain. You should attack when an enemy melee damage. Life recovery. That's my damn good armor. What am I doing? I gotta find one that can swap. The Red Demon Gauntlets. Can the Red Demon Gauntlets swap? Okay, here we go. So if I drop this, and then we go over to here, and we drop those. Now, if it doesn't work, I do recommend that you just straight up quit the game from here. So let's pick up these 2 fools. Okay, so we've got our equipment. Oh, we got items, and we got new. So we got a... It didn't work, you bastard. So when it doesn't work, which it can happen, I do want to warn you, you just exit. You don't save, you just exit. And then you just go farm some new ones because you're going to get bloody shitstone. So it can be a bit pain in the ass. I don't want to lie about that. Certain items are better at it. Oh, I think you need max familiarity with them too or some crap. Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't. So it is important to know that it's not 100%. It can be a pain in the ass. But it does work, so it's kind of like one of those ones. Oh, maybe I could just beat up someone real quick. Oh, my nose, damn. My nose. Okay, where's the guy? There we go. There we go. I'll just lure you back here. So this is in the underworld. Oh, what's that? Underworld episodes like. Oh. So I'm quite tanky, so I can take a hit, so otherwise he'd be dead. What a... Yep. Bloody ridiculous. Okay, that'll do. So again, it's a tough build to use, and the biggest part of it is you have to be close. Your range is quite poor. The other way you can also leave is you can use the... where are they? Ah. You can use your divine branches. Yes, so you have to be really close to enemies, so it is very dangerous. So again, you need to understand how the enemies attack. Let's do a really bloody basic one. Someone with one enemy. Shoot doji. Oh, this is easy. Easy peasy. So you need to know your enemies. It's probably the other part of it that's really good is you're forced to learn the enemy attack patterns. So I don't think it's a bad thing for a beginner to try and do an unarmed build, because you can learn so much about it. So you learn where to stand, what you can and can't do. Okay, can I manage to pick up the bloody core without picking up that? Oh, I don't like picking up just garbage. Inventory management becomes a big issue late in the end game as well, and you don't want to pick up all this crap. It's just like, oh. So crushing, once you get the unarmed going, you really crush everything that's low difficulty. So when you go randomly helping people, you just absolutely obliterate everything. And then just go breaking everything down because they're garbage. Okay, so can we get what's a good tough one that's not unreasonable? Unruki and... Ooh. That'll be fine. There's a couple other things I do want to mention just quickly. So back to the magic skills. So we go back to our magic. So you can use some of the other talismans. So you can do an attacking talisman, Carnage. It's Carnage, isn't it? Yeah. So you lower your defense but increase your melee attack power. You can do Carnage, and you can bump up the attack even more. So you can also use the ninjutsu. Where are you? Where is it? Oh, god damn it. The one that increases your attack you can use? I can't remember where it is. They really gypped us on some of these skills though. Especially the magic tree. It's missing a lot of magic that enemies use. It's bullcrap. Oh, where is it? Where is it? Alright, whatever. There's a goddamn talisman. Goddamn ninja ability increases your attack. So. Now to get some. Closer. It was the pig. Destiny. Damn. Oh, it's too far away. Oh. Just a little bit of sweat in there. You can also farm the side mission with that ice dude as a boss. So there's a side mission, the two brothers, where you can go in there and if you beat him quickly before his brother gets summoned, you got a good chance of getting a mortal soul core. And that's really good for upgrading. So I tell you, it's so much easier to do that than to farm the actual same soul core again and again and again. Alright, so let's end that mission. So yeah, you don't want to get hit too much, but I do have the Tatsunashi's set on. So that's an ultimate magic, life drain, melee kill, melee damage. Meh. Now before you say it, I'm aware that there are rarer things, that there are more scroll things, but I'm not too worried about that. Played the game enough to get to that point. You go, alright. Sacrament Data, Dragon Card, Sacred Treasure, Righteous Sing, Grace. That one's pretty good. Throwing weapon damage and extended status effect enhancements. That'd be pretty good. And melee damage risk dropped at enemy. I mean, that's pretty cool. Okay, so I think I've covered everything. So I've got the God of War looks down. Don't have an ultimate stamina, doesn't worry me. Defense. Then you've got the turret. Tejirikaro's Grace, so you get the barehanded attack damage plus 500%, which is the most important part. Got it on the ranged weapons. Or on the secondary. Got the Yasukani. I think we're pretty much done. Is there anything else? Oh, I do want to show titles. You can do good stuff with the titles. And ninjutsu power up, life key. Oh, you just focus on your anima charge in anima. I think some elemental damage taken, I think, really helps towards the end. Other realm resistance, yeah. You don't worry too much about extending yokai shift because you don't really need it. And probably, yeah, you do need key recovery speed. One of the things you'll notice early on is that the key recovery for unarmed is quite poor, because it's like you're on high stance all the time. So that's one of the things you'll have to learn to deal with, and it can be quite painful. Talked about soul matching, getting all this stuff connected. Your secondary weapon stuff doesn't really affect your primary weapon. I mean, some things do and some things don't. It's quite odd, to be frank. As for all these, like, I could switch out enemy sensor and get more, you know, key bonus and ready gauge, or some more life or something, if I'm really desperate. But again, quality of life stuff matters a lot to me too. All this stuff's here. Dodge key consumption, I think is pretty good. You do need to dodge a lot, so you will be playing that game. Yeah, you have plenty of choices. Really, you could do some, you know, elemental resistance stuff if you want to. I don't worry too much about that. Again, you don't want to get hit. It's really the key to the whole build. So look at this thing. It's absolutely cracked. So damage bonus unarmored. You could go the other direction, have no armor on, but I've got damage bonus equipment weight, so it's kind of, I don't need to do that. I have done a lot of projectile damage taken reduction because that's kind of what kills you more than anything else. Getting shot by an archer or a cannon dude when you least expect it. It's a real pain in the ass. But yeah, attack is going to be key. You can put attack on a glove through tempering, but having it as an inheritable is just based on luck. And the waist guards, again. You could do like running speed if you want to just more quality of life. You know, you have choices. It's not too strict. Any of the dojos that help? No, not really. You just want to do in the basic way of the Onmyo to get ultimate. But then again, it doesn't really matter. You don't have to do. I mean, you just quality of life with having as much magic stuff as you can. Yeah, so there's a lot of flexibility in the build. You can do, you know, different armor set as your second set. You could focus purely on straight damage and not even worry about defense. See, look, it doesn't even increase the main one. It's gonna take so long to get that up to anything of any value. Get some more ninja stuff. Again, doesn't matter. Again, you just don't get much. Alright, let's just do that to make it look nice. I hope this rough scuff guide has been helpful. Yeah, I hope it has been helpful. Just make sure to not use a weapon in the first slot. So I hope that it's really powerful. The unarmed build is really powerful. It's a pain for a lot of the game. You'll be in pain. No, I don't even do that. But later on, you get some reward. Just get some good fun stuff. You get to. Okay, let's change to the lowest difficulty. I'll show you what's a good mission. Just some trolling fun here. So it's really good. I suppose trolling value is high because you can go in random encounters and just go in there and punch things in the face, and people will be like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you punching them in the face? And how come they're all dying in one hit? So it is some funny stuff there. Oh, what am I doing? 33,000 with a simple punch. 47,000 with a kick. 47,000 with a kick to the front. $67,000 with a kick to the back. Let's see if we can get this. Let's see if we can get this done. Okay, just wait for a big swing. Oh, that's the good stuff. Even if you come back to the first difficulty, pick up the soul cores, because you actually get value from soul cores no matter when you pick them up for your shifting skill tree. It's not much, but it's something. Yeah, so that's what you want to do. Have fun. One-shotting bosses in lower difficulties. Just doing insane amounts of damage and being like, yeah, see that? Let's go to status. Yeah. Good luck. It is a very difficult build. It tests your strength. You'll learn a lot about the enemies. You'll be right up on their asses, sniffing their butts. Yeah. This has been FrostyFire10 with an unarmed build guide for Nioh 2. Like and subscribe, please. See you next time. Bye bye.